Hi dear students, hope that all of you are going through the YouTube classes and attending the live classes. And in today's class we are going to see a new chapter. Chapter number 3, Across the Fence, written by John Boyne. And this story it is written in connection with a real incident that took place during the Second World War. And if you take page number 25, there is a brief introduction about the story it is given. The first two paragraphs there in page number 25. It is a brief introduction about the story. First we will go through the introduction to the story. This extract is from the novel The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas. What do you understand by striped pyjamas? Pyjamas with the long strips. If you take page number 27, the picture it is given, and there you can see two boys wearing stripped pyjamas set during the Holocaust. So this story it took place during the Holocaust. So what do you understand by Holocaust? Downside the meaning it is given. The Holocaust refers to the mass killing of about 6 million people, mostly European Jews, by the German Nazi Party under Adolf Hitler during the Second World War. Hitler believed the Jews were a threat to the German race. His final solution to the Jewish problem, the Holocaust, was carried out at concentration camps constructed in Poland. One of these was at Auschwitz. So, Holocaust means mass killing of Jewish race. I hope that you know about Adolf Hitler, the person who was behind the Second World War. And he did not like Jewish people and he wanted to erase Jewish people from earth. And he started to kill Jewish people, and that event is known as Holocaust. And for that purpose, he constructed many places in order to kill Jewish people in Poland, and one of that concentration camp, it was situated in Auschwitz, and this story it is taking place there in Auschwitz. Now we will continue. 8-year-old Bruno's father has been promoted as a commandant of Auschwitz and the family moves there. The main character, one of the main characters discussed in the story, it is Bruno, and his father got promotion. He was serving under Adolf Hitler and he was a military officer there in Germany, and he got a promotion as a commandant. It is a military rank, and he moved to where Auschwitz. So Bruno and his family they moved to Auschwitz. From the window of his room at a strange new place, Bruno sees people in the distance, but a tall fence cuts him off from them. Bruno was a small boy, and from his house he used to see the people on the other side of the fence. Okay, there is a fence in his compound, and on the other side of the fence he used to see some people there, but a tall fence cuts him off from them. So there was in between there was a tall fence, so it prevented him from seeing them more. Then his father, who tells him they are not really people, says he need not to think about them. So the father of Bruno, he was a military officer there in the German army, and he has got the responsibility to kill the Jewish people. So he told Bruno that don't think about the people other side. They are not human beings. I hope that the people, those who are on the other side, that you know, who are they? They are the Jewish people. And they are there because Hitler wanted to kill them. And then, but Bruno is not convinced. When father said all these things, he was not convinced. While exploring his new environment, by understanding more details about the new place and knowing the place in detail, he meets Shamuel from the other side of the fence, who shares his birthday but has a very different life. Shamuel was a Jewish boy and he was there on the other side of the fence. And while exploring and searching and knowing more about the place, then suddenly Bruno met one boy named Shamuel, and Shamuel shares his birthday but has a very different lifestyle. And there, where Shamuel lives on the other side of the fence, they are having a different lifestyle. Then the boys becomes friends. One day, Samuel asks Bruno to help him find his missing father. Bruno, whose greatest wish to be an explorer, agrees to cross the fence and help Samuel. So here the boys became close friends, and one day Samuel asked Bruno to help him to find out his missing father. Then Bruno was a person, a child who wanted to explore many things. So with that interest, he agreed Samuel to find out his missing father. Then that is the background of the story. Now we will enter into the story discussion. Okay. Samuel was waiting for Bruno when he arrived. For the first time, he wasn't sitting cross-legged on the ground and staring at the dust beneath him, but standing, leaning against the fence. So, the story, what is the main background of this story? Samuel wanted to find out his father. Then Bruno, he agreed to help Samuel to find out his father. So on that context only, this story is developed. So here Samuel is waiting for Bruno's arrival, and normally he used to sit there cross-legged on the ground looking downside the beneath, but on that particular day he was standing and leaning against the fence. Then once he understood that Bruno is there, then he held out his hands to Bruno, who opened his mouth in delight. So when Bruno arrived, then suddenly Samuel gave a picket. He just held out his hand. There was something in his hand. After seeing that one, Bruno, he was so much delighted, amazed. And what is there inside that cover? Samuel was carrying a pair of stripped pajama bottoms, a stripped pajama top and a stripped cloth cap exactly like the one he was wearing. So what was there in the hand of Samuel? Pajama bottoms, then pajama top, and just like the stripping of pajama, there is a cap too. These all are the things that were carried by Samuel, and he gave these things to Bruno. It didn't look particularly clean, but it was a disguise, and Bruno knew that good explorers always wore the right clothes. So if you take page number 27, there you can see two boys with the stripped pajamas, and you can understand that that dress that is not so much clean. And here this dress was not that much clean, but it was a disguise. Disguise means changing the appearance. It is a better way to change the appearance, and Bruno knew that good explorers always wore the right clothes. So the people, those who are in search of something, to understand the details about something, they wore the proper clothing. Otherwise what will happen? They will get caught. Then there Samuel asked one question to Bruno. You still want to help me find Papa? Asked Samuel, and Bruno nodded quickly. So whether you are ready to help me to find out my Papa, and are you sure that you are ready to find out my Papa? Then Bruno agreed. Of course, he said, although finding Samuel's Papa was not as important in his mind as the prospect of exploring the world on the other side of the fence. I wouldn't let you down. So here Bruno agreed. Actually, in Bruno's mind, finding out the Papa, that was not that much important. What was important in his mind? To search and find out the details about the things that is happening other side of fencing. That was more important. That is the reason he agreed to all these things. That is the reason he agreed that he will help Samuel to find out his Papa. For what purpose? It is not just to search or find out his Papa, Samuel's Papa, but at the same time he wanted to explore and he wanted to understand more things about the things that is happening there at the other side of the fencing. I wouldn't let you down. I won't disappoint you, he says to Samuel. Then Samuel lifted the bottom of the fence of the ground and handed the outfit to Bruno, being particularly careful not to let it touch the muddy ground below. Then what happened? So there is a fencing. Immediately what Samuel did? he just raised or lift the bottom of the fencing and then just handed over the pyjamas or the outfit to Bruno. And he just was very careful not to touch the ground. Why? Because the ground was covered with the mud. Then after receiving the outfit, Bruno said, "Thanks," wondering why he hadn't remembered to bring a bag to hold his own clothes in. So here Bruno is wearing particular his dress. Then that time only Bruno remembered that he is not having any bag to carry his dress, because that moment he is going to wear the stripped pyjamas given by Shamuel, and now he started to change his dress. "Well, turn round," said Bruno, pointing at his friend as he stood there awkwardly. "I don't want you watching me." So now here Bruno was changing his dress. Then that moment he said Shamuel to turn round, because he is going to change the dress and he doesn't want someone seeing him or watching him while changing the dress. Then page number 26. Shamuel turned back just as Bruno applied the finishing touch to his costume, placing the stripped cloth cap on his head. So here Bruno changed his dress, and that time Shamuel did not look at Bruno, and once he finished, he just applied some final touchings to his clothing or the costume, and finally he placed his stripped cap on his head. Then after this, Shamuel looked at Bruno. Shamuel blinked and shook his head. It was quite extraordinary. So the perfect match. Once he saw Bruno in the pyjama dress or the stripped dress, then it was something extraordinary. It was perfectly matching. If it wasn't for the fact that Bruno was nowhere near as skinny as the boys on his side of the fence, and not quite so pale either, it would have been difficult to tell them apart. So here the physique or the appearance of the boys, those who are living there on the other side of the fencing, the Jewish boys, was totally different from Bruno. They were so skinny. The Jewish boys, those who are living on the other side of the fencing, they were so skinny because they did not get proper food, and they were so much pain because of the tiredness and because of lack of food and other stuff. But here Bruno was enjoying all the stuff there at his house. So only that difference was there. Otherwise they were perfectly matching. Because of the dress code, Bruno also was just looking like the people those who are on the other side in the dress code. But in the physical appearance it is different. It was almost, Shamuel thought, as if they were all exactly the same really. It was just like they were looking same in the stripped pyjamas. Then suddenly Bruno asked Shamuel that, "Do you know what this reminds me of? Do you know what these kinds of dress reminds me of?" asked Bruno, and Shamuel shook his head. "What?" he asked. Then Shamuel asked, "What?" "It reminds me of my grandmother," he said. "You remember I told you about her, the one who died?" Shamuel nodded. So it remains about the grandmother of Bruno, and Bruno is saying that, okay, I already told about her. Then Bruno continues, "It reminds me of the place she used to put on with the Gretel and me," Bruno said, looking away from Shamuel as he remembered those days back in Berlin, part of the very few memories now that refused to fade. So here these stripped pyjamas, they remained Bruno about grandmother and the place she used to put. Place means the dramas or the one-act play that she used to put on with the Gretel and me. And then looking away from Shamuel, he started to think, remember about the old good days there at Berlin, and only few memories left in his mind. That good memories, few only left in his mind. It reminds me of how she always had the right costume for me to wear. So she always used to select the right costumes for the play, and she used to make them to wear the particular good clothing or the appropriate clothing during the play or the drama. You wear the right outfit and you feel like the person you are pretending to be. She always told me. So, what was the advice from the grandmother? If you want to be a particular person, then you must select and you must wear the clothing of that person. Then only you can perfectly act like that person. If you want to become a person or if you want to act like a person, then you just select the clothing of that person. Then only you can act perfectly like that person. So then Bruno says, I suppose that is what I am doing, isn't it? And at this moment, I am also doing that only. I want to act like a person who is there on the other side of fencing. So I have to wear the dressing of the person who is living there other side of the fencing. So I am doing the right thing, pretending to be a person from the other side of the fence. So that is the reason he wore the stripped pajamas. Then Shamuel asked, a Jew you mean? Said Shamuel. So here Shamuel is asking, so you are just trying or pretending to be a Jewish person. Then Bruno said, yes, shifting on his feet a little uncomfortably. That is right. Okay, you are right. I am just pretending to be a Jewish person or I am acting like a Jewish person. Samuel pointed at Bruno's feet and the heavy boots he had taken from the house. You all have to leave. You will have to leave them behind too. Then suddenly Samuel pointed at the foot of Bruno and said that you have to remove your boot before entering into the other side of the fencing. Bruno looked appalled by the mud. He said, you can't expect me to go barefoot. Then Bruno, he was not interested in that one. He was totally horrified after hearing that one. Then he said, there is too much mud and it is difficult to go there without having these boots. Then Samuel said, you will be recognized otherwise. Said Samuel, you don't have any choice. If you wear your boots, then you will be easily recognized by other people. So it is better that you must leave your boot. So you are not having any choice at all. So we will see what Bruno do next in the next class. Hope that the things that we discussed today's class, it is clear to you. And in today's class we had seen a conversation between a German boy and a Jewish boy. You may please go through the chapter and write down the words that you do not know and find out the meanings of that words. Thank you. Have a nice day.